Welcome to Glow Up or Cut Out. Today we have my dear friend Ericka here.
Our special guest.
She's our special guest. We're kind of just really inspired by her thriving career.
Yes.
And where she started and where she is now. It's just an awesome story and we want to get to know her a little bit better.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting.
Yeah, so well, first of all, we like to ask like a question to our guests. What's the first thing you do in the morning?
I wake up and I sit in bed for about 2 hours on TikTok.
Nice! I love it. I
Yes.
love that. I feel like that'll make more sense as we get into your career.
Yeah, that's true. It's aligned for sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Ericka. I'm an Aquarius. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I just moved to LA recently to pursue my career in the music industry. I really wanted to move to LA just to be in the music industry.
Yeah.
And so I did every little music job that I could in Dallas, just because it's so limited there. Everything is here. So as soon as I graduated, I was like, I'm gonna get a job ASAP, I have to, you know what I'm saying? So I applied literally everywhere, and then I got one interview in LA for RCA Records, and interviewed with them, and then literally a week later I had the job. So
That's
it was quick. It was 2 weeks after I graduated. I was like, got the job, bye mom. And so I packed my bags, and then I drove 24 hours all the way to LA. I didn't stop. I was just super ready to get over here. So.
Wow.
That's so exciting. You drove?
Yes. Literally it was 24 hours. We didn't I guess we stopped. We went to the gas station and stuff like that, but it was no.
I'm going. So I got the job opportunity. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Who'd you come with?
And then I started one of my best friends.
Is she living here or she just came with you?
She actually lives here, but then she flew out to Dallas,
To drive
and then
with
I
you.
drove back to LA.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a really nice shout out, Abby. But yeah, then I started that next Monday. It was I got here Friday, and then I started the job on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It was quick.
insane.
Super
Your
quick.
life changed so quickly.
Yeah, it did. It really did. I wasn't ready, but.
That's awesome. You did mention that your friend was here. Did you know anybody else in LA?
I did. Luckily, before I moved and before I got my big girl job, I was in a college program called Sony Music U.
Yeah.
And that program has a ton of students / reps all over the U.S. And then every year we all get together and meet each other. So there was 5 to 7 LA reps out here in LA. So I had my friends. I had all of them that I had met through the program.
Right.
And then also, I had made a ton of, Twitter friends when I was younger. And, I had them as well. I don't have, any immediate family out here. So,
Yeah.
pretty much all the friends that I had, out here already, those are the people that kind of became my family. So,
Totally.
yeah. Including you guys.
Hey!
We're very happy to have you.
So outside of the people you knew, was it easy to make friends outside of that, at work?
Honestly, I wouldn't say no, but I just met people through the friends that I had out here already.
Yeah.
So I did make a lot of new friends. For example, Melissa, I didn't know her before I moved here, and I met her through one of my friends.
From that program.
Yeah, from that program.
Right.
So, and you, and then I met.
And then I was attached to Melissa.
Exactly. So it was kind of like that. It wasn't I was going out and making new friends, or I kind of had to.
You
So
were
I was
actively doing that.
Yeah, no. So I definitely was blessed with having that friend group already established out here
Yeah.
in a way, and then meeting everyone else. But a lot of people I feel aren't that lucky. I have a friend right now who's he just moved about a year ago, and he's expressed to me how hard it is to make friends out here. So especially during the pandemic, it's
That's tough.
yeah,
for sure.
exactly. So what are you supposed to do? Just go on Bumble BFF? I mean, you can, but it's it's not the same.
Yeah, it's just meeting people.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm definitely blessed for sure, and I have an incredible friend group out here, and like I said, they are my family. So
beautiful.
Your first music industry job, the one that you moved here for?
No, that was my first big girl job in the music industry, but I started in radio in Dallas it was called CBS Radio, it's called Intercom now, but I was a promotions assistant. Basically, that entailed me being at concerts and setting up tents, putting the speakers together, making sure the radio host was there on time, and just setting all that stuff up. Smooth. Yeah, just making sure everything was running smoothly. I was the one driving the station cars to different events. And it was really fun. That was probably one of the best, not one of the best, but it was one of the funnest jobs I've ever had, I guess in my life, or so far. Yeah. But while I was a promotions assistant, even though the job was kind of bitch work. I don't know if I can swear on here, but
yes, we do.
Kind of bitch work. I did get a lot of perks. I'm not kidding you. I think I went to a concert every other week, and I was meeting so many famous people. It was just a time to be alive for me, to be honest. I'm not kidding you. It was Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. It was just back to back, and I remember people would just message me on Instagram and be like, how are you going to so many concerts? Oh,
get a job in the music industry.
No, exactly. Exactly. But it was really fun. But would I ever do that again? Probably not.
Well, not now.
It was fun. It was really fun. It was definitely that's a really good job to start out in, because you do meet so many people. Like I said, going to concert to concert, and also event to event. You're meeting so many different people every single time, and
like the networking.
Yeah. It's like networking, but it's you're kind of forced to network because you have to find out, where should I set up, or where should you're talking to the people that I guess are the owners of whoever you're hosting the event for. So
you were in college for that job?
I was I had just gotten into college. I was a freshman.
Oh wow.
Freshman, yeah.
Dang.
And that's really early. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then eventually I had my own little radio show.
What? In Dallas?
Uh-huh.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was called V100.3.
Okay.
It was really fun. I had that for a little bit, but then I ended up getting that job in LA or here.
Wow.
So then I moved. But it was fun while it lasted.
That's
for sure.
What would you talk about on the show?
It was really short because it was HD3. It wasn't the FM, so it wasn't me really speaking about anything. But I had little segments where I would bring on new artists, and for example, I don't know if you know the artist Trevor Daniel.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I played his song on the radio for the first time. I'm wearing his hoodie, actually. Or not his hoodie, but his merch.
This is his
merch pieces. But I played his song on the radio for the first time, so that was kind of iconic for me because that song literally blew up.
That's crazy.
A year later, so
that's so cool.
Yeah, just brought new Dallas artists on, and it was fun.
That's really cool to be part of that, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
You said that you started basically your freshman year of college. That means you had an interest in the music industry from a very young age.
Yeah.
What made you decide that that's what you wanted to do? When did that happen, and how did that happen?
Well, the tale is pretty interesting, but kind of embarrassing, but I'll tell it anyway. I was a Justin Bieber fanatic / stan, a believer.
Kid Raoul or whatever the heck is.
I'm not kidding. I love that man so much. I was definitely a believer from age 10 to till this day. I started a Twitter account, a fan page.
I love this for you.
I think I was 12 or 13, and my @name was Southside Bieber. I was just
Southside Bieber.
Yeah, because that was from the South.
Yeah,
Southside Bieber.
That's adorable.
Embarrassing to tell now.
No, I would DM him on YouTube, so don't be embarrassed. I'd wait up at night waiting for him to respond to me.
That's insane.
Sad.
But I started that fan page, and then I like I said, I met a bunch of people on Twitter. Like they just all became like my best friends, like whatever, blah blah blah. I had that, and then I just became so interested with Justin's life and like just everything about him that I started kind of doing like research about like his team and like what they did. And then eventually it got to the point where I was like not as obsessed with Justin anymore, but I was like obsessed with the fact like his team,
Right.
like with his manager, and I was just like constantly like looking for YouTube videos about him, like how he started doing what he was doing, and especially like when the movies came out, like the Believe movie and like the last one, I don't know what the other one was called. It was Never Say Never Believe, actually.
There it is.
That really gave me like, I don't know, like inspiration, and then it just kind of like sparked my interest with like the music industry itself. So I feel like that was like really the first thing that kind of like
sparked it.
Yeah, sparked it for me. And then I found out how to like get into it, I guess, and I did it. So
you did the damn thing.
Mm-hmm. But shout out to Justin Bieber though, because I feel like had he not existed, I don't think I would be working in the music industry right now. So
that's crazy.
Shout out to JB. Yeah. And shout out to Scooter Braun, because he was a big inspiration for me for a long time.
The job you moved here for, do you still have that job?
No, I'm not actually. That didn't last for very long. I was there for about 3 to 4 months. It just wasn't like, I guess, the job for me, which is okay, and I tell everybody this. I feel like I was just so ready to move to LA that I kind of just like
You took whatever.
I took the opportunity, exactly, even though it was my dream label and I absolutely loved all the artists and I had a really great time working there. Everybody was super nice as well. That position itself was just not for me, and it was really hard for me to let go of that, just because I ended up leaving myself because I would just, like I said, I just wasn't happy. And it was scary. It was scary because it was like, I felt like a loser, and I also felt like, it was kind of a letdown to the people that did help me get that job, and also to like, I don't know, like my mom, and just the people at the company as well. Like I just felt so bad, and it was like, I kind of had to choose my happiness rather than something that, like my dream. And also I had to like, let go of my ego too. Like that was a huge thing for me too, because I was like, oh, I work at RC Records. That doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. I just wasn't happy, so I ended up leaving. But luckily, I got another job in artist management, and that job was like the job for me at the time. Not there anymore, but I worked with them for about 1.5 years. I learned a lot in a very, very short amount of time. I went from being an intern to an assistant to a coordinator to a manager.
Wow.
Literally, I'm not in a 1.5 years.
That's insane.
Exactly. It just happened so quickly. And it's just because I think it was a smaller team, and when you start like with a smaller team, you have more opportunity to grow and like just move faster.
Yeah.
Just because like it's all hands on deck when it's a smaller team. So I moved up pretty quickly, and I had a great experience there. I learned a lot, and now I don't work there. I started working with a company called Right Hand. So now I work at a different company called Right Hand. It's artist management as well. They manage Khalid, artists named Sinead Harnett, Spencer Barnett, Elaine, a ton of great artists, Win. And I had digital there, so anything like social media, I kind of help like just identify like what's missing and what we can do better as well. So
for all artists.
For all artists on the roster.
What's like your title there?
I would say like I don't really have one, to be honest. Everybody's always like, let's start out of digital. So I would say like maybe like a digital marketing manager. But
director. Give yourself a director.
Head. You can't
give yourself manager.
I mean,
you're
yes,
head.
but you're like head.
It's just like it's really weird when it comes to like management companies, because everyone's so hands on deck that it's like you really don't have a title.
Collaborative.
Yeah, exactly. You really don't have a title. You just kind of like
I'm part of the team.
Yeah, exactly. You're part of the team. So I never like say like, oh, I'm a digital this, or I'm a marketing this, or I'm a social media manager. It's like kind of like a combination of everything. So We'll say head of digital.
I'm like, what would you put on your resume? That's what you
Head
should
of
say.
digital, yeah. Did you know that you were gonna like be interested in the marketing aspect specifically instead of like managing artists themselves, or did you just like, I want to be in the music industry, I don't care what it is?
I wanted to do marketing for a while, ever since I was a college rep, because that was a college marketing rep.
Okay.
So we did a lot of marketing activations there, and I was really interested in that space. But I was more interested in the artist management side. So you can do like marketing at a label, and then you can do marketing with like a management company. So it's like a little different, not really. But if you're going to be doing marketing with like a management company, it's a lot more hands on deck, because you're like with the artist, like you're there, like you're in the space. Exactly. So I found that more interesting than working at a label, just because I did want to be so hands on deck, and that's kind of what I do now. I'm really, really involved with the artists as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I wanted to do marketing specifically, like I said. It was more artist management, but
Kind of like a sweet spot. Like
yeah, exactly. I started getting more involved with social media though, and I mean, I feel like I've been a professional at social media for a long time.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that that was like a job, and that was really needed in the industry as well. So I kind of like made my own position at this last company that I was with and at this new company. So it's mainly more digital. Like I said, it's all hands on deck at the end of the day.
You do everything.
But I mainly focus on social media. And right now, like my main app that I'm like invested in right now is TikTok.
Got it.
Yeah, TikTok is like the number one app right now, the app that you all need to be on, because it's making or breaking people's careers. Like it's mainly making, like it's such a great platform. It's like the only platform that you can like quadruple your followers in a week.
Right.
You know. So you can't do that on Instagram really, or Twitter, or anywhere. So
which is funny, because the next question we had was, what platform is the easiest to grow on?
Yes, TikTok for sure is probably the best. Like I said, the discoverability on there is just completely different than all of the other apps. It's just easier like to discover other people's content, just because like when you post, your post will automatically go to 100 people's For You pages.
So true.
Yeah, so if you see that it's not 100 views, something's wrong with your TikTok, I don't know. But it automatically goes to 100 people, and depending on how people interact with your post, it'll keep being serviced on other people's For You pages. And like, that doesn't happen on, I feel like,
Instagram.
It might happen on Twitter just because of the retweets, but your tweet is not going to be serviced to 100 people. Yeah, exactly.
You need to have like already that.
Exactly. And I recommend TikTok for anybody, like literally artists, actors, radio hosts,
like anything.
Business people, like with their businesses, like let's say like a lash company, a car dealership, like literally anything. There's just so many possibilities there, and there's just so much content that you can make, and it's just, I don't know, I think it's a great tool to use.
The market is huge on TikTok.
It is.
Because everyone's on it. Like age group, interest, like everything.
Exactly.
She's like, you're speaking my language.
No, you are. You definitely are. And it's like, you can become the influencer. Like, you really don't, I don't recommend like going like the influencer route where you're like trying to put together like an influencer campaign. You can, and I think that's important, but at the end of the day, like, you can become that as well. Like, you can work on growing your page first, and then just promoting yourself. I feel like you're your biggest promoter, so the more you promote your own stuff, the better. So for example, like music artists, like if they have if they have a song that's out, like they should be posting on TikTok every single day, doing different content, just because like I said, it's being serviced to so many people. But the more that you post on TikTok, the more that you're favored. So one of them, if you're posting every day in a week, one of them is bound to go viral. Exactly.
So true. I also feel like especially for like the music industry or like music artists, like I feel like I'm consistently like finding somebody new that I like on TikTok. And
songs.
That's so crazy.
And they get used again. And
Also, there's people on there who are like recommending like new artists or new songs. I feel like that's also really like cool. people.
Yeah. It's like, if you like Sublime.
Yeah, if that's Sublime.
Like, here
check out these bands.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, I think that's so cool.
Exactly.
Speaking of social media, what is like your biggest pet peeve on social media currently?
I don't really know. Let me think about that question.
It's a difficult one.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Yeah.
What would be yours?
We were talking about it the other day on the podcast. We were saying, like, girls who take pictures in the garage. Like, parking garages. I'm just tired of it. It's getting old. It's getting old.
Or
you could say, like,
or
people responding to your DM saying something stupid. Like, I don't know.
Something specific on TikTok, too, if you can think
Yeah.
of. Like,
I don't like oversharing.
Like the pointing?
On my Twitter and stuff.
Oversharing?
Like, what's oversharing?
Like,
Mel's like...
just talking about... Not oversharing. Cappers.
Capping?
Just capping.
Yes.
Got it.
We're...
I feel like there's like a level. There's like trolling, and then there's like
No. Cappers? I can't. That nothing makes me more angrier than cappers.
Capper.
Ever since when Clubhouse happened,
Yeah.
there was a ton of people that joined, right? But it was so small that it was mainly people that were like in tech and in the music industry. And the music industry is so small, so everybody knows each other. But there was people on there that would go and say that they were an A&R executive and they've A&R'd Beyonce.
Oh my god!
Different scenarios and stories that they would tell, but it was like extremely capped. Like
But people knew them. And
exactly,
they knew it
but
wasn't true.
the thing was that on Clubhouse, people would get exposed left and right.
Really?
Yes.
I did not hear about all
It was a
this.
different time.
The tea.
Wow.
I used to actually troll a lot on Clubhouse. That was really the only reason why I was on Clubhouse. I made a lot of friends actually while I was on there.
You did say that.
But the cappers were on there, but they did get exposed.
Rightfully so.
Exactly. Like, why you can't if you're in the music industry and you're saying that you do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's like
it's just weird.
It's not gonna work
It's
out.
not gonna work out.
No, it's not. People will expose you.
Also, like things like LinkedIn exist. Why would you do
Yeah,
that?
could just look up your name.
Exactly. And also on Twitter, I feel like a lot of people cap on Twitter too. Like they'll say like, "Oh, I'm this," or "I do this."
Or they just like
just spreading false information for
That's
what?
kind of sad. Why are you doing that?
Yeah. So
because there's something up here missing or damaged. It's not ticking right.
Yeah. Not about the cap. Don't cap.
No cap. Going back to TikTok, do you have any advice for someone trying to grow on there? I mean, you did say post every day for a consecutive amount of time.
Yeah.
What else?
Anything specific?
So I feel like anybody can say like they use TikTok, but if you don't actually use it and you're not really involved, you're not going to understand how the app works. It's really like, it reminds me of Vine, but it also reminds me of an inside joke. Like, let's say we have our own little inside joke and we have like someone on the outskirts that just doesn't understand, but like is just pretending to understand. Like, it's just not going to make any sense.
Yeah.
So it's really important for you to be on the app. I would recommend being on it for at least 15 minutes every day. And making sure to like the content that you actually like to watch, because then your For You page will start like transforming to
things
your
like.
interests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just being involved in that community. Usually promotional content doesn't do well on TikTok because it's such an organic platform that the moment someone is like, oh my gosh, check out this phone.
Yeah.
People
It's
are like,
very not promotional at all.
no.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, ew.
I was
what is
gonna
this?
say, how do you feel about brands hiring influencers for like TikTok material? Or
I feel like it works and then it doesn't. There's just different. I don't know. I feel like brands need to figure out the content that they're asking the influencers to do, because sometimes it does come off as like
super
and like you'll see sometimes like Charli D'Amelio will say like she'll have like an ad, like it'll say like hashtag ad. All the comments will be like, oh, you're getting your bag, like get your bag, girl, an ad, like ew, ad. Like people hate that for some reason. So if like brands could find a way to like not come off as addy and like just really dig into the space of TikTok. I feel like a lot of brands just don't. They're like, okay, let's just
like
pay
another platform.
let's just pay somebody to just film this and put something up on TikTok. They have followers, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not though. It's like the brands need to really like dig into TikTok, really figure out what the app is about, and then they would probably have a lot more success with
I
it.
feel like they should figure out like what their product or service, whatever, the problem that they solve. Because then it's like, oh, like, because that's what I feel like a lot of people end up on TikTok. They're like, oh, like, I didn't realize that's how you're supposed to use
exactly.
a fucking
so that's
hand.
what I'm saying. So if they were on the app,
yeah,
and let's say they hired a social media person that was I don't know, that could be just their job, just looking through TikToks all day. But let's say that that's something that they get assigned to do. I feel like a lot of, like I said, companies don't have social media managers, which is like, in this day and age, you have to.
Yeah.
You really have to. Like,
why don't you?
No, radio ads are gonna be enough. Like newspapers, like that. No.
Billboards, like, not even that anymore.
No, exactly. And TikTok is free. It's free. It's like you don't have to pay anybody to. I mean, you do for the influencers because they run a bit.
They do run it.
But like I said, if you're smart about it, and if you are on the app, you would know how to navigate it, and you would know like what works and what doesn't.
Yeah,
it's really easy to like pick up on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So not bad to have.
No,
but also
no.
do it very.
You're doing yourself a what is it? The word disfavor? Disservice. You are doing yourself. I can't speak English sometimes. You are doing yourself a disservice if you are not on TikTok. Honestly, if you aren't on any social media platform, you should be covering every single one.
Totally.
Every single one is as important as the other.
So, what advice would you have for like an artist, small artist trying to grow, in general, and then also probably TikTok? I'm sure.
That's part of it.
Well, I'm a big, social media head. They need to be on all social media platforms.
Yes.
Need to be promoting their content a lot. Like I said, you are your biggest supporter, I feel like, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I guess if a smaller artist, like an independent artist, is like looking for management, or they're like, I want a record deal. And a lot of people get overwhelmed, and they get like, they feel like they're being like, or they feel like they're rushed in this game. But it's like, it's a race. No, it's not a race. Like it's literally not a race. Where eventually you'll get there. Yeah. Because the minute that you start rushing and you're like, oh, like, why am I not breaking? Why am I not on the radio? Why am I not on this? Yeah. Shit starts going bad for you, low key, from the experiences that I've seen that other people have had. Like, it just doesn't work out for them. And, like, people are really quick to sign that contract with the label, and then they look back a couple months later and they're like, screwed on something because label's like, oh, nope, can't do that, sorry. Mm-hmm. And they want to argue, like, oh, no, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? You were so quick to sign the paper, and you're stuck. You're stuck. So I would recommend really doing your research as far as like who you want to like manage you. Like if someone approaches you and they're like, hey, I want to manage you, like you shouldn't just jump on it so quickly. Like you have to see like their history and like what they've done for other artists and just kind of like their story. It's also important to like feel out people's energy too. Because not everyone is your friend and not everyone is trying to help you. Right. Or just like support you or whatever. So just have a high sense of discernment if you can, and don't be so quick to jump on offers because you will get screwed. So do your research for sure and be on social media and have patience because patience is key and you'll get there eventually. Just have some hope. Yeah. But
love that. Do you basically recommend that they start off in a very like just on their own and see how far they can get before like, or do you think like it's just like everyone's different, like we had to?
I feel like everyone's different, but I always say there's no I in team. So even if you were to hit up your homies like, hey, can you help me on this? Like, how do you think that we can collab on this? Like, collaborating is really important. Totally. And I feel like the more people that you have in your circle, the better. And like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of artists have creative friends, so they can like put together like a collective, like, hey, let's help each other. Like, you need to take photos of somebody, take photos of me. Like, I'll promote you on my Instagram. Like, that's just kind of how that works. And I recommend, like, kind of putting together some sort of team than rather doing it all by yourself, because it's just a lot harder to do that.
I more meant like a label, but I think that's a good
But that's
point.
a good point, yeah.
Well, even if you do have a label, like, mostly a lot of artists, like, they don't want the label to touch everything.
Right.
So they'll have their creative team apart from the label. Like, and those are usually their friends.
Right.
You know, like, some of the artists that I've worked with, like, and work with currently, like, the creative side of things, or, like, anything like that, they have their people that they can hit up, and it's usually their friends that they've had for a really long time.
Right.
That are helping them. Because it's just like it's like an exchange almost. Like, not in like a weird way, or like, I'm trying to use you. You're just building each other up. Exactly. Exactly. I was really torn on going to college, because I was like, I need college to do what I want to do for, like, my career in the music industry. And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, should I go to college, or should I just focus on, like, getting in and, like, just building myself and, like, my career and whatnot. Yeah. Music industry wise, I feel like college really isn't necessary. I feel like if you are a hard worker, you're driven, and you have passion, I feel like that's really all that you need. And if you're a good networker and you have people skills, you'll make it really far really fast. And I for me, like, for example, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I didn't, like, grow up with parents that, like, spoke very well or very good English. So it was, like, really hard for me to, like, even navigate on, like, how I was going to even get in the music industry. But I just try to let people know that, like, hope is there. Like, you can do whatever you want in this life if, like I said, if you are driven and you're a hard worker. Also, you need to start small, and if you have to do the grunt work at first, do it. Everyone does, and everyone has to go through that. Yeah. Everyone.
Like, character.
Yeah, it builds character. And had I not done, like, I've had jobs where I have cried, I have wanted to quit, I have just, like, wanted it to just end pretty much. But, like, it has made me, like, such a stronger person, and I know a lot more. I feel like I have a lot more knowledge on a lot of different things that back then I was like, I don't know how to do this shit. Right. Like, I just give up. Like, I'm going to give up. But thankfully I didn't, and obviously I'm in a great spot right now. But don't give up, and don't think that you can start from the top and then keep, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can. You could get really lucky. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. But it's important for you to start small and then grow from there.
Important to be humbled.
Exactly.
For sure.
Like, exactly. And also, like, don't go for the first thing that is offered to you.
Right.
Like, for real. Because I wouldn't say I made a mistake, but I think it needed to happen in order for me to, like,
make the move also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I know from experience now not to ever do that again. But even if it seems like, oh my god, it's like the best job ever, it might just not be for you. So just make sure you do your research as well.
It's also okay to, like, try things out, and if it doesn't work out.
Exactly. That is perfectly fine. I feel like our generation is really big on that. I've been seeing a lot of tweets about that, like, our generation is not afraid to, like, quit a month afterwards.
Yeah. We're like, this isn't for me.
Exactly. Because why would you want to be miserable?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the generation before us, like, they kind of had to put up with that, and they're just like, I need to make money, you know what I'm saying, to survive.
So true.
But we're not like that. No. We're like, this shit is not working out for me, I'm not doing it.
We're all, like, about, like, the quality of life now. Like, is it...
Also, mental health is so important. I feel like this generation has made it clear that mental health is, like, should come first.
Totally.
So I feel like the mindset has shifted a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, and it's important to make sure you're happy in whatever you're doing rather than being miserable, because it will kill you. Stress kills you. So
it literally does.
No killer.
Yeah. So you gotta make sure you're good and happy in what you're doing. So recommend to work in a job where you're gonna be happy, and if you're not,
100%.
Try something else. All right. Well, that is basically all the questions we have. But we are going to do glowing hour, which I kind of texted you that, but it's like the casual segment. We drink a little bit and go over a topic, which I don't think we've decided yet.
I think I can see how passionate you are about TikTok. I think
Oh
we should
God.
you should guide us through making the perfect TikTok.
Like from start to finish.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like literally a specific idea, but you can just be like, well, actually, though, I did hear you can sing, Ericka. I would like to hear that later.
Oh no, that's not me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
Not I.
Not my
I don't
dream.
know.
You're having a whole ass mic and
I don't know where you heard that from, girl. Not me.
All right, we'll see you guys in glowing hour.
Okay, so we're back. Welcome to Glowing Hour, everybody. We are
yeah.
drinking rosé today.
So what does it take, Ericka?
So first you open the TikTok app.
Got it. Step 1.
And since I'm on TikTok all the damn time,
Uh-huh.
I kind of already know what's trending.
Okay.
So,
How would you tell people like how to find?
How do you
this
find
trending?
that? Yeah.
you can either find what's trending on the Discover page where it says trends.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is the sounds because I feel like that's the legit trending.
Right, because people use the sounds to make.
Exactly. And the trends that are on the Discover page sometimes are promoted by TikTok and also like run through ads. It's
right.
like, it's not really what's
Specific,
trending.
like hashtag.
Yeah,
or- yeah.
exactly.
I've seen those words like hashtag Frosty Fruit.
Actually, oh my god, who's one of my artists?
Hey!
Oh,
Anyway, so you log into TikTok
Log into TikTok.
and you check what's trending.
You find that your artist is trending.
yes, but that's like
Best news of this
yeah,
week.
that's really good. It's really good because that means that everybody that like if you open up your TikTok and you go to your TikTok, you're gonna see her up there.
Totally.
So shout out Sinead. And also shout out TikTok. I love you. Getting back to making a TikTok.
Right.
Well, this page right here, the Discover page, we'll go to the sounds. There's a couple that are trending right now. I usually go through here and look at what everyone else is doing. There's nothing wrong with you copying other people. I feel like if you just give them credit, it's fine. Like
Yeah.
TikTok is a copycat app.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like a domino effect. Like literally everyone takes bits and pieces and they just make it their own. That's completely fine. No one's going to be like, right?
That was my idea.
Exactly.
Right.
So
They wanted to go viral.
yup. So this could be like, for example, here we could do some sort of like transition video, and we could start off.
Looking busted or regular?
We can start off looking regular, and then the second part would be you like she's talking about I'm putting on my jewelry just to go to the whatever.
Uh-huh.
You can be all chained up with your little sunglasses, bracelets, just like
Ready to
blinged
go.
out.
Oh,
Yeah, just blinged out.
It's just a vibe.
So let's say we'll pick that one. Hold on. You be like, I don't know.
Like do with the angles and singing
Yes.
it.
So
Okay.
don't film from here. You
Don't
gotta
film
like
from
this.
below.
And also, you kind of have to exaggerate. You just kind of have to be like,
Uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
So
give it-
angles, lighting.
Yes, give it personality.
Okay.
Yeah, pick a trendy song and kind of mimic what everyone else is doing, but just make it your own.
Yeah.
Look hot. Like she said, make sure the lighting is good.
Yeah.
And then you play around with the editing stuff on here. Sometimes you don't really have to edit. You don't have to do the most. But
Do you
sometimes
usually
you do.
edit in the app or out?
I
of
do
the app?
actually.
Okay.
I do. So for example, like that, if I want to do like 2 different transitions, I'll put the timer to a specific time and then stop the video. Like I don't stop it myself, but I like do a timer. Like I like chop it to where like I want it to end, and then I'll pick up right there. So it's kind of basically all I do for like editing when it comes to TikTok. If not, if I need to do something a little more like higher quality, also like just more complicated effects or transitions, then
Yeah.
I'll probably do it in a different app called I think it's called Video Shop. Let me see.
Use Video Leap.
Yeah.
InShot.
InShot.
That one's really good. I've actually haven't used that one.
Video Leap?
No.
I don't know how I found it.
It's-
Years ago.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it
It's
out.
pretty
Yeah.
And then, you go to the part where you're going to do a caption and then
Right.
do like a little quirky caption. And then hashtags are your friends.
Mm-hmm.
The hashtags are
Yes.
your friends here. And it's not like Instagram where if you like hashtag the hell out of your post, people are like,
weird.
Yeah.
Ew. That's not the thing on TikTok. Like, you can use hashtags. I would recommend using maybe like 3 to 4. And don't use random hashtags either, because that's
use them related to the content.
Related
how
to content.
How do you find them like specifically for the piece of content that you're putting out?
Before I like put the video out, I'll go through the hashtags. Like, I'll like type in, like, if I'm like let's say I'm gonna do like a makeup video, I'm gonna go on the little discover page or like the search, and I'm gonna type in hashtag makeup, and then a bunch of different tags like hashtag makeup, like
makeup artist,
hashtag makeup artist, hashtag makeup this, the hashtag makeup that. You can also do like hashtag trend, hashtag like style me, or like something like that. Like, there's just different hashtags that you can look up on the little search bar.
Yeah,
right.
It'll give you tons of options.
A trend that I see people using is like using a very like specific like major hashtag that in something that's not related at all.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it goes
do you think
viral.
That's like
You're
weird.
No,
I think that's like kind of like a smart tactic.
I don't think it's a smart tactic, like, and I don't think it's a dumb one either. But it's like it could help.
It could or could not. Like, it's just
but it's the same thing that people say. Like, I don't know if you've seen that people use the hashtag for you page, like FYP. That doesn't do anything.
I was gonna say, doesn't everyone use it? So I'm like,
they
I feel
do,
like it doesn't
but it's
work.
like a myth. It's like I've literally.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I've had
everyone uses it.
I've had so many conversations with TikTok about it. Or the people at TikTok, I'm like, is this true? Is this a thing that actually works? And they're like, no, it doesn't do anything. It just all depends on like how your content is, like if it's gonna capture people's attention or not. And the hashtags, though, like I said, are really important because people look up other content through the hashtags.
Right.
So like if I'm looking for, I don't know.
Like, low-key, I look up hashtag cat videos or something.
Exactly. So people are going to look through that and find your video possibly. Right. So it's important that whatever you're making, the hashtags are relatable or relate to your content. And if they don't, it just doesn't make any sense.
You're like, ew.
I mean, you can throw in a trending hashtag in there.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's like, it's not really.
It's not like you're like serving any.
Because like, who looks up the trending hashtags purposefully? I feel like
also,
I don't normally look them up.
I feel like if you use a trending hashtag, you're just gonna end up in a bigger like bubble
of people using the trending hashtag.
Using the hashtag correctly or incorrectly, and then like they don't really. It's not specified. To what you're putting out.
I guess it depends on the hashtag.
Also, as far as like trends go, I've noticed that the more I'm on the app, the more I'm able to know what's about to trend.
Oh.
So I'm like ahead of like what's.
You're
about
like, we
to
need to
trend.
make this now.
Exactly. So like, for example, Nicki Minaj right now,
Mm-hmm.
her song, I don't remember what it's called. Let me bring it up. Let me
look her up.
Because it's about to be trending, I'm pretty sure. So if you look here, it's not on here. The sound isn't. But I am 100% sure that this sound is about to trend. So if this episode comes out in the next couple of days or something, I don't know.
It's coming out on Thursday.
Okay, so by then it should be trending. Did It On 'Em by Nicki Minaj.
How did you figure that out? Like, you just saw one and then you were like, wait a second.
Yes, and so like I kept seeing it on my For You page, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is trending already or not. So I went to the trends page, and didn't see anything there, didn't see anything on the sounds. It's like,
so like it is trending, but it's not like the viral yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not
but it'll probably get there because I'm seeing it a lot.
And that's like goes to you saying like stuff that's within whatever you like or whatever you're trying to create, because then obviously you see what's
exactly
trending.
And also spending time on the app because then you'll know like what's gonna pop and what's not.
Do you think that it's like a myth, or is this true? Like, I feel like people have said that like you should only like, obviously like you said, like things that you like so that like your For You page is the way that you want it to be. Mm-hmm. But is that from a consumer standpoint, or like do you think that that's important for like the type of either business or thing you want to do on TikTok? So like for us, or for music artists, like should you only be liking things about music artists on that page and make a specific account that
just
only
to
likes
see
that? Like does it help you more as like a poster to have a For You page
see
like
that
Because
content?
I feel like somebody said it does, but could you also just have like a random normal TikTok and then post on it?
I recommend that, like for let's say like a music artist, I think they should have 2 TikToks.
Like a
personal, and also one that is like
an artist
music based, just so you can take inspiration from whatever's going on that For You page rather than your regular personal For You page.
You can draw inspiration from both.
Exactly, because you're going to get different videos on both of your For You pages.
So, like, necessarily doesn't mean, like, you won't have success if you have, like, a normal TikTok and are posted.
No, because also original content is really important.
Yeah.
So, if you're able to, like, come up with a plan on, like, okay, these are the TikToks that I'm going to do, or just strategize, like, what you're going to be posting. It doesn't necessarily have to be, like, what's trending right now.
Yeah.
You can come up with your own trend, and it could possibly take off.
Yeah.
But I only say, like, look at your For You page just because, like I said, it is a copycat app, and, like, you can take bits and pieces from people and, like, make it your own. But original content is really, really important here as well. It's good. It just comes off a lot more natural and a lot more organic. And also, it'll set you apart from, like, different accounts, because once you start, like, let's say your original content does start taking off, people will start coming to your profile specifically for that content.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you're the trendsetter.
Yeah, exactly.
So you did the hashtags, you did a caption, cute, quirky. Words matter, right? In the caption. Period. So then when you post, do you think you need, like, a specific, like, cover photo? Like, do you think it's better to have, like, the description of what the video or whatever is about, or, like, just faces?
I think it just depends on the content that you make. If it's an informational video, you should always have, like, closed captions.
Right.
Or, like, lyrics if you're doing, like, a
song.
Those tend to do really, really well on TikTok. Like, anytime that you add, like, closed captions, like, let's say you post a TikTok version of this podcast on TikTok, I would put the captions. Like, whatever you guys are saying, like, word for word. There's apps for that, too. As far as, like, selecting a cover photo, I think it's just, like, you don't want your TikTok profile to look whack. So, like, I feel like that's the only...
It's like an Instagram feed.
Yeah. So it's, like, if you just want to be, like, super cohesive with your profile, like, page, then,
do the titles all...
or just about your profile. But that's not gonna, like...
make or break it.
Yeah. I think also, like, the timing is important.
Right, timing.
I wouldn't say that there's, like, specific times that you should post, but I've seen a lot of success where people will post really late at night and then leave it, and then you come back in the morning and it's, like...
gone viral or done well.
Yeah, I've seen that. That works really well. But, I mean, there's, like, articles online that'll tell you, like, what time you should post on TikTok, but I think that's more, like, people have paid attention. I really don't have the answer to that, to be honest. I just kind of post whenever.
Yeah.
As far as, like, engagement with your TikToks go, it's really important that outside traffic comes to your TikTok. So, like, if you can do, like, a swipe up to your TikTok or anything like that, or you post it on your Facebook or Twitter, like, include the link that people can click on it. Also, likes will help you. Comments will help you. So if you comment back to people that comment on your stuff, it, like, increases the engagement.
That's really interesting, yeah. Because I feel like TikTok's still, like, I think everyone now knows it's, like, the app to be on to grow, but also there's no, like, app that shows you, like, analytics and, like, because, you know, Instagram has, like, oh, how many followers have you had? How many did you lose today?
Analytics.
But, like, an app outside that's always, like, saying, like, this is the optimal time you should post. Like, this is what's doing well for you. Does TikTok Inside has that? Oh, really?
Yeah. You just have to...
been on it in a minute.
You have to set your account to, like, a pro account. And I think that's...
Does it cost money to be a pro account?
No.
It's just, like, business account, basically.
But it's, like, you wouldn't know that unless you went through, like, the settings and changed it. Like, you just change your profile to a pro account, and then it'll... I think you can only change your profile to a pro account if you're over a certain amount of followers. I don't know if that's over 1,000 or over, like, 500 or 800 that you can do that. But, yeah.
Interesting.
The analytics are there for you. But try posting every day.
Consistency
is really key.
Quantity really matters.
Quantity does matter on TikTok.
Yeah.
It does. Like I said, I've had multiple conversations with the people at TikTok, and they're like, if you post every day, one of them is bound to make some, like, to do something on the app, like, just because, like, it, like, let's say you can literally post 5 times in a day and no one would know that you posted 5 times in a day. Like, it doesn't say, like...
You've got all 5.
Today or whatever.
No. So, like, Lil Nas X, for example, like, he will post 80 times a week.
Did you just say 80?
Yes. Like 80 times.
80.
How does he?
Yes, like an excessive amount. Like he'll post like 10 TikToks in one day.
Would you recommend 80?
Making one TikTok makes me so anxious.
Okay, but when you say you edit in the app, I feel like that makes it so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like, there's the problem of, like, there's, like, 2 of us for us personally. And, yes, and you have to make sure it's good. Like, you have to But if you just, like, record it in your phone, you're like, oh, I can edit it later. And then we just never edit it later.
Yeah, TikToks are definitely a production. Like,
oh, yeah.
I did a TikTok with Khalid once, and that took us probably 3 hours. I'm not kidding you. It was, like, 3 hours. We were outside at a park. It was pouring rain.
No, what?
We had to start and stop. You had to change outfits. You had to switch out cars. Like,
oh, this was a production.
Yes. And it was like just trying to figure out the transitions and stuff like that. It's like, it's hard.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really hard. And I warn people before, because I help people with their TikToks on the side. Like, I help them edit and like create content.
Yeah.
But I warn them ahead of time. I'm like, listen, this is going to take a while.
You're like, the 60-second moment is going to take us like 60 hours.
Yeah, because you might have to do it over and over and over and over again to get the perfect like shot and also the perfect transition.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a complicated app when it comes to editing that type of stuff, but it's fun. It's fun, and if you want quality content, you have to
put in the time.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
To work with.
The TikTokers are happy.
TikTokers.
TikTok mom. What is it?
TikTok mom? Mogul?
Mogul?
Yes.
At this point?
TikTok mogul.
Ericka.
That's your new
Thank
title.
You. TikTok mogul.
But thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm like
the wine's getting to you.
Yeah, I chugged it.
Love that. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you. I love you both, and I wish you all the success on your show.
Love you, Ericka.
Love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.